Hello everypony, Prince Alagorn of Aquilonia here, and today I am supposed to be reviewing Simple Ways, but I can't. Oh sure, I have notes prepared, and I will post them in the description, but I can't do a straight review of this episode. It's created too many major points I want to address for me to accurately break it down. Now, I suppose I could make some simple statements before I get to addressing the big stuff. Just a warning though, I'm about to drop a balefire bomb on this episode, so you may want to get in your stables now. This fucking episode annoys me! This is fucking Rainbow Falls level bad. This is something Josh Haber should be ashamed to have written. It's fucking bullshit. And do you know why? It's because this episode is thirsty as all fuck. Trenderhoof is nothing more than a horrible Rivers Cuomo wannabe hipster douchebag. And as for Rarity, Rarity is a lady, not a fucking gutter slut. And AJ and Spike kinda trying to be voices of reason doesn't save this. In fact, this could have been a great Sparity episode, with a great moral about not getting so caught up in who you want that you miss who's been in front of you the whole time. By the way, I actually do kind of like the moral in this episode. It's just really upsetting that it's in this particular episode. But yeah, this could have been their big Ron and KP moment. But nope. We go right back to Rarity taking advantage of the little guy. Man, I consider myself a Sparity supporter, but it might be time for Spike to just give up and see if Rarity comes to him on her own. As it stands now, and I know I'm a lousy excuse for a stallion for saying this, he's been friend-zoned so badly while simultaneously being strung along so much that if I were him, and she were a little older, of course, I would be fucking Sweetie Belle raw just out of simple vindictive spite. It's only because of AJ and Spike that I'm going to give this 2.5 stars. Now, let's get down to the actual serious business. Writers, when we say we want shipping in the series, this is not what we fucking mean. I'm not saying Trenderhoof can't or shouldn't be an interest for Rarity, or AJ for that matter, even though the way he treated her was kind of creepy as all hell. In the same way, I've sort of given up on hating Flash Sentry just to be a hater. It's kind of hard to sustain that level of disdain for such a non-character. But if you want to do serious shipping at some point, instead of a one-off for a single episode or a movie, you can't do it like this. To properly do shipping, you would have to introduce the interest early in the season and then slowly integrate them into the proceedings. They wouldn't have to be in every episode. If the plot doesn't need them, I wouldn't suggest shoehorning them in just because. We have enough problems with shoehorning already right now. But if there's a chance for them to come in and contribute, or at least not distract from things, that would be the right time to have them there. This should take up a good portion of the season, and the payoff should come late in the season. That's how you do shipping. And no, unlike many of my compatriots, I wouldn't be opposed to doing this exact thing with Flash. The thing with him is that he's such a non-entity that he's a completely blank slate to build on. That's terrible for the movie, but leaves you guys all kinds of free room to explore him as you want if you decide to bring him into the actual series. If the concern is too many chefs in the kitchen for something like this to work, I'll let you in on a secret you should already know but might need a little refresher on. Growing up, my friend Brett and I tried to write our own super fic. It was going to be 4 volumes, each volume about 300 pages, involving basically every fandom we were involved in at the time, from Sailor Moon to Monster Rancher and from Johnny Quest to DBZ. We never finished it. It was just too much to ask that amount of work from 2 7th graders. Though we did do, between the two of us, close to 200 pages of material. And what we did that helped us through the process was we created character bios, extremely detailed character bios. I wrote the bulk of them and included every little thing I could think of, from basic physical characteristics and psychological profiles to favorite colors, bands, movies, TV series, books, to relationship profiles with the other characters, to even possible pro wrestling style theme song. These were at least 3 pages each, and some of them got up to 5 pages, and it worked. For all that work, we never wrote a single character too far out of the boundaries set up in the bio. There you go. Have Megan, or whichever writer is going to introduce the character, create a detailed bio like that and then mass email it to the entire staff. Then all you need is Megan as story editor to make sure no one steps too far beyond that and ask for rewrites if the character is taken too far beyond that. See? Easy peasy lemon squeezy, folks. Well, that's